Good afternoon, Sierra Vista and surrounding community. This is Melanie Edwards Barton, CEO at the Sierra Vista Area Chamber of Commerce. And you can see we have a special guest with us today. This is Bob Sorock with Kemper Health. Welcome, Bob.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
So Bob is going to tell us a little bit about his insurance that he sells, which is great. There's a lot of questions that I have for him here. So we're going to run through and we're going to answer all of those questions so our businesses out there, our community out there knows a little bit more about Kemper Health and the opportunities. So Bob, tell us a little bit about you and how long you've been in the insurance industry.
I've been in the insurance industry since 2000. So 21, 22 years. I started doing different types of insurance. I basically, over the years, have done retirement planning using insurance-based products and health insurance. In 2014, when Obamacare, or the Affordable Care Act, became available, I switched totally to that. So I really specialize in health insurance. And it's not just, I represent Kemper. I'm an independent agent. I represent a lot of companies. So it's not just Kemper, but that seems to be the plan I talk about because it's the best one.
So it's health insurance. Is there life, auto, any of those other insurances included as well? Or is it specifically related to the health insurance?
I can include life insurance, and I do that on occasion when somebody needs it, but it's basically devoted to health insurance. Auto, I refer it to other people. I just don't get involved. It's a totally different industry.
So you specialize in the health just so that you can make sure and provide the best benefits for that.
Definitely.
Wonderful. So the health insurance, is that for individuals or for companies, or how does that work?
The health insurance is basically for both. It's for individuals. And one of the plans I use quite a bit specializes in health insurance for self-employed people, small business owners, but really anybody that does not have insurance that's covered by their employer. I can do individuals, families, small companies, up to 10, 15 people. I don't do large companies.
Well, this is a great time to talk about this. I know that we have everybody who's doing their taxes right now. One of those questions is, were you covered by health insurance? And we also have a lot of small businesses out there that are new businesses or have been around for a while, and they're really working on competing with other businesses for employees. And so offering an affordable health insurance to the employees is really, really important right now for our businesses.
It's extremely important, and it's something that if you're not going to do it as a business owner, your competitor will, and you'll lose employees as a result of that. So it's something that companies need to look at, and it does become expensive. So you have to know what you're doing and look at the right plans, because there are ways to get insurance for less than what people think.
And that's a really important point, because automatically when we say health insurance, we think big money, really, really expensive. And so the smaller businesses, the smaller employers don't necessarily realize how much it costs or how much they can save. And so we do have some information here in the comment section so they can get to you specifically, get to your website and learn more about, this health insurance option. But I think it's important to know that there are many options out there. And so you're here talking about Kemper Health and trying to make it the most affordable option out there.
Yes, actually in the Sierra Vista area, if you look at the ACA, the Affordable Care Act plans, or the Marketplace plans, or the Obamacare plans, it's all interchangeable. There are 39 plans available. They're all pretty much the same. The deductibles are a little different. The co-pays are different, but they're all very similar. Thanks to the government getting involved in healthcare, what's happened is the plans have all become similar. It's to get a price. If you called me for a price for an Obamacare plan, or you called an agent down the street from you, or one in New York or California, you're going to get exactly the same quote. There's no variance. What's happened is, because the insurance companies have to accept everyone, they started taking people in that were refused before, which is good news and bad news. It's good for the people, but it's bad for the rates because now they're taking people in that have cancer, diabetes, or whatever. That means the health insurance companies are paying a lot more to cover those people. And how do they get that money back? They have had to raise the rates. The rates have increased since 2014, when Obamacare started. The rates have increased 140 or 139% for families and 93% for individuals.
That's a huge jump.
There is, but there's also things that you can do. You don't have to have one of those plans. There are other plans available. One of the plans I use quite a bit, which is Kemper, they underwrite. So if you have cancer, they won't accept you. If you're cancer-free, they will accept you. But because of that, they can offer much lower rates. So there are other options.
So it's really important for anybody out there interested in health insurance to get a hold of you and talk with you specifically about their situation.
Yes, it is, because when I talk to people, when I ask them what they have, what their insurance is, most of the time, all they can tell me is what their premium is and what their deductible is. And sometimes they don't even know the premium because it's automatically deducted and they forget about it. It's automatic, so they don't think about it. So people think about those two things, but there's a lot more. What happens if you do get sick and you have a high deductible? I talk to people, I ask them if they have health insurance, and I get the same answer many times. Yes, but I can't afford to use it. I can't afford the deductible. What happens if you have an $8,000, $8,700 deductible, or $5,000 even, and you're diagnosed with something, you're treated for something at the end of the year, November, December? If you're still treated in January, that deductible starts over again. And what happens if it's a husband and wife, two people, and they're both have to pay that deductible? It can get very expensive.
Absolutely. And that's definitely something to think about, because chances are, if you're trying to afford the health insurance, you don't have $10,000 or $20,000 sitting in your savings account just in case.
Most people don't.
Right. So what companies do you use for your potential clients?
Well, in Sierra Vista, there are only two companies on the ACA or marketplace, Ambetter and Blue Cross Blue Shield. If you go to Phoenix and to Tucson, there are, I think, 5 companies. In Phoenix, there are about a dozen companies. It depends on the market. So if it's an ACA plan, there are only 2 plans available in Sierra Vista. But I also use Kemper, which is a private company. It's a better plan, lesser priced, no annual deductible. So I use that when I can, which is about 95 or 98% of the time. There are other options out there that people will take. They buy it because of price, and you have to be very careful. There's short-term plans. Those could be financially disastrous if something happens to you. So you really have to consider more than just the price or the premium, and look into what happens. What are your out-of-pocket costs if something happens to you?
So without getting into too much detail, do you use one type of insurance or one company more than the other?
Well, yes, I use Kemper because, and I'm an independent agent. I can use anybody, but that seems to be the best plan out there at the best price with no annual deductible. If somebody doesn't qualify, then I use another plan. But there are other options. As I mentioned, they're short-term plans. If you have one of those, you shouldn't walk away from it. You should run away from it, because if something happens, example, you have a short-term plan. It's for a year. They'll sell it for 3 years, but it's 3 one-year plans. You're diagnosed with cancer. They will treat you till the end of that year. Then they won't renew it because you have a pre-existing condition. So now you have the cancer, you have no insurance, and what are you going to do?
So you made a good point just a minute ago, and the point was that you work with Kemper Health, but if that's not the right plan for the client, then you will look into other plans to find the right one for them.
Oh, yes. And when I meet with somebody, I show them what all the options are. I don't say, here's the Kemper plan, let's go with it. I show them what the options are and let them see price-wise which one is better, coverage-wise which one is better, deductible, which one is better.
So it's very tailored to that client.
Yes. So really, and I'm almost in the process of changing the name of my company, because I'm going to call it Bob Sorock for Health Insurance, because it's not just Kemper, it's everybody.
Wonderful. So let's talk a little bit about the Obamacare or the ACA. When you sign up, they have open enrollment periods. Is that the same with Kemper or with what you're working with?
No, it's not. With the Obamacare plans, the open enrollment is November 1 through December 15th. Now, if you have a life cycle change, marriage, divorce, you lose coverage because of an employer or whatever, you have 60 days after that point. But for 98 or 99% of the people, it's November 1 through December 15th for the next year. With Kemper, open enrollment is 365 days.
Wow.
So
That's
you can
nice.
sign up for Kemper anytime. And the other thing is, if you do have another plan and someone came and talked to me and I showed them that maybe Kemper was better, they can leave their other plan anytime. Every plan out there, Kemper, ACA, Obamacare, whatever, every plan is month to month. You're not locked in any longer than the end of the month, the current month.
Interesting. You can leave anytime, but you can only sign up during specific times with the other plans.
Right.
Yes. So interesting information. So at any point, they can contact you and go over, all the options that are available to them. If need be, if it's better for them, they can leave their current insurance company and go with one of the plans that you have.
Yes. And one of the nice things, one of the highlights of the Kemper plan is that once they approve you, they are stuck with you for life or until you turn 65 and go on Medicare. No matter what happens to you, they cannot get rid of you. You can leave them anytime you want, but they have to stay with you, and they cannot single you out and raise your rates no matter what happens to you.
Well, that's an interesting point that you make, because we kind of feel it's the same with auto insurance. Well, we pay for, 20 years, we get an offender bender, and now our rates go up and they won't cover us. And we worry about the same with health insurance as well. When we come up, if we have an issue, whatever that may be, what's going to happen to our insurance rates? Right. Are they going to continue to cover us? So really important information is, I like the way you put that, they're stuck with you.
That's for sure. Yes.
So we talked about switching over at any time. So that's wonderful information. One last question. What if I have a Kemper plan and all of a sudden I'm diagnosed with cancer or some other terrible disease? Like you said, they're not going to raise the rates. You said that correct?
They're not going to raise the rates. I can tell you that every insurance company raises the rates based on age every year. Kemper doesn't do that. They do it every 3 years. However, Kemper cannot single you out. If you have diagnosed with cancer or some dread disease, they cannot single you out and raise the rates based on that. If they raise the rates, they have to raise them for everybody. Wow. So you will not see any rate increases based on anything bad that happens to you.
Well, this is fabulous information. Bob, give us a phone number that people can call to get in contact with you, and we'll make sure that your website is also in our comment section. But if you can give us a phone number, that would be great.
My phone number is 520-360-9773. And that's my Wonderful. Direct cell phone number. Call me. If you get a message, I call you back right away. I'm happy to talk to anybody. And even if they don't want to use me, I'm happy to guide them, tell them what they have is good or not so good, or what they can do to improve it.
Wonderful. And we will make sure and get this information out there. Again, if you're a business out there and you're not providing health insurance to your employees and it's something that you're looking into, make sure you give Bob a call and schedule a time to sit and talk with him just to find out if one of these plans are the best plan for you and for your budget. Really important. Or if you're just out there as an individual and you don't have insurance, make sure you give Bob a call or look him up online and get in contact with him and just find out. There's no cost for them to talk with you about this, correct?
No cost at all.
Wonderful.
Or if they deal with me, there's no cost because the insurance companies pay me. So there's no cost to the individual.
Well, we really like that. Absolutely. So it's not going to cost you anything but a little bit of time, but it could save you money in the long run. So one more time with that phone number, Bob.
520-360-9773. 9773.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Bob, for being on today and sharing your resources. I know that we have businesses out there and individuals out there that are looking for just what you're offering. So again, that information will be in the comment section, and we appreciate you being on with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Bob. All right, we are going to give you some updates, and we'll try to be a little quick for you today. But we do have Business at Twilight coming up April 21st, 5 o'clock, and that is at Sun Street Mortgage. And so please make sure you jump on our website and just RSVP for that. There's no cost to attend that great networking event. So that is April 21st at 5 o'clock, but please RSVP on our website at svachamber.com. Also, our annual awards gala and annual meeting is coming up April 29th. Registration is open for that right now. We haven't had one since 2019, thanks to COVID. So we're really excited to present awards to our Small Business of the Year, Large Business of the Year, nonprofit, and home-based businesses. So we'll be doing that during our awards gala. Again, registration is open for that right now. It is limited seating because it's going to take place at the old door shop. So please don't wait on your tickets. If you wait, it might be sold out, and we don't want that to happen. We want you to attend. So please make sure you jump on svachamber.com and get your tickets ASAP for that. We're really excited. It's going to be a great time. It's a formal event, and who doesn't want to attend one of those? So April 29th, the doors will open at 5 o'clock, and then the program will start at 6 o'clock. So we're really excited about that. Make sure you jump online. Also, of course, as you know, we're going to Tuscany October 3rd through October 11th. The special $3,349 goes on through April 15th. If you're interested in that, please give us a call here or jump on svachamber.com. There's more information there. You do not have to be a chamber member to sign up and go on this trip. So, like I said, more information, we can give that to you here, or you can just get it online, or both. We're excited to go Tuscany, Italy. Who doesn't want to go there? So that'll be in October, but to get the special, you do have to sign up before April 15th. Military Affairs Committee Luncheon is coming up. It's the first one this year, and that will be on May 4th at Thunder Mountain Activity Center. Please make sure that you register for that in advance as well. The tickets are open right now for that too, and that's at svachamber.com. We do have a great guest speaker. It's going to be Randy Groth from the Huachuca 50. He's the president of the Huachuca 50 right now. So he will be our guest speaker for that. There will be awards for soldiers and civilians. Please make sure you don't miss this very important networking event. Get registered online at svachamber.com. And that one again is May 4th at 11:30 at Thunder Mountain Activity Center. We have our annual Home Health and Business Expo and Shred-a-thon coming up August 20th at the mall at Sierra Vista. We're telling you about that now because we're only having one expo this year. And so it'll be a big expo. So you definitely want to make sure that you get your booth registered in advance for that. We also have options for food trucks outside. So please make sure that you get registered for that as soon as possible. Space is limited on that as well. But just go to svachamber.com and you can register right there. You do not have to be a chamber member. Of course, there is better pricing for chamber members, but you don't have to be a chamber member to sign up and be a part of that. Also, all of our sponsorships are online on our website, so in the online store. So for any of our chamber members that are interested in sponsoring any of these events, you get additional benefits for each of the events. It's all outlined in the online store for each one of the events. But basically, you'll get additional marketing through local radio stations, through Herald Review Media, which goes throughout Cochise County, through our social media. And then, of course, things like for the annual gala, if you want to sponsor that, for certain levels, you get free seats at the gala. There's a lot of different benefits based on each different type of event. So please make sure that you jump on svachamber.com, go to our online store, and you can look through each one of those sponsorships, and you can purchase right there. So it's really easy for anyone. So sponsorships are available. Other than that, the app, we want to make sure you download our app. Android and Apple. You can just download that to your desk or to your phone, and that way you'll have everything at your fingertips. I have 2 updates from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce to give you. One of those is information on what businesses need to know about the current cyber threat landscape. So this is a big conversation happening right now with businesses, with Russia. So there's a lot of threats out there. So we are putting a link in the comment section where you can get to more information. As you know, I give you the Cliff Notes, but here is some of the information or the answers that you can get if you click the link. It is what organizations should know today about the current threat landscape. What sort of activity do you see on Ukrainian networks, and how is that informing the planning and resilience enhancing measures here in the U.S.? Where should organizations go for the latest cyber threat information, guidance, and mitigation from the government, industry, and international partners? How and when should my organization report information? And how are chamber members operationalizing their collaboration with CISA via the JCDC? And what does that mean for public-private partnerships over the long term? I know it sounds very involved, but the U.S. Chamber of Commerce has the information laid out. All of those answers are on that website. So really important that you're protecting your business from all sides, cyber as well. The other update from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce is, this is really exciting, we do our annual awards gala, so we award our local businesses here, but the U.S. Chamber of Commerce has one called Dream Big Small Business of the Year. So we have a link to this as well. The U.S. Chamber's Dream Big Awards program officially opened for the 2022 application submissions. The annual awards celebrate the success of small businesses and highlight their contributions to America's economic growth. This year, they will be collecting applications from small business owners through July 8th. So that's the deadline. They will be recognizing businesses in 8 different award categories: community support leadership, emerging business, green or sustainable business, LGBTQ-owned businesses, minority-owned business, veteran-owned business, women-owned business, and young entrepreneur. All completed applicants will be considered for the Small Business of the Year Award, which is a $25,000 cash prize. So that's a big deal. So anyway, we have a link if you would like to sign up for Small Business of the Year through the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. There's more information on the site for that. One last reminder, the annual gala, the registration is open right now for that. Please make sure you jump on ASAP and get registered to attend the annual gala on April 29th. So that is all we have for you today. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate all of you out there that are kind and courteous and empathetic. We are the Sierra Vista Area Chamber of Commerce, your chamber for 60